This was our bedroom ceiling before. This is how we tried to fix it.
Oh God.
And this is how we failed, almost.
As Kat is looking after the windows, I need to tend to the ceiling, which is in a terrible state.
This is something you have dreaded.
If anyone can explain to me what has happened here and it looks like this, I would really appreciate it. Can you see it?
I mean, it looks like they've had a kid's, like soft play area up there, but it's not even a converted loft for storage.
To me, it seems like chickens are walking on fresh concrete. In any case, we need to fix it, and to do that, I need to make certain that it's not going to collapse on our heads. And to do this, I'm going to be using the good old stud finder.
Once you see a ceiling like this, you cannot unsee it. Every light angle makes it worse, and suddenly that's all you can look at. So we had a decision to make. We could overboard it, but in this case we would lose ceiling height and it would be more expensive. Or we could skim it. Neither of us had skimmed a full surface before. And of course, we decided to get started on the harder option. Here he is securing the ceiling with some extra plasterboard screws. You don't want that ceiling to fall on your head from the extra weight, and the stud finder is just a magnet that finds the already installed nails and screws that indicate where the studs are. However, before we move any further, we need to protect our surfaces.
And now for the ceiling, we're going to put some PVA, 3 parts water, 1 part PVA.
Applying the PVA is like painting the ceiling, but easier.
How does it feel?
Fun.
2 coats of PVA, the second one sticky, but not wet. This part isn't glamorous, but it's where ceilings are either saved or ruined.
My face is covered. I've got a face mask on of PVA glue. I may release it as the next best thing for wrinkles.
And you have the marks from the mask. Done. How do you feel?
Next bit. Cool.
Next bit is plaster. All right, we're ready to plaster. Today is also new tool day.
A straight speed skim, because if you're going to plaster a ceiling for the first time, you might as well bring some real help.
Have I done this before? No. Am I anxious about it? Absolutely, but I'm still going to do it. Here we go.
This was the moment where things officially got uncomfortable. Up until now, everything had been preparation, measuring, planning, watching videos. And then suddenly the plaster is mixed and it's on the ceiling. There's no pause button. You can't stop halfway through a ceiling and rethink your life choices. At this point, Georgos is moving very fast, not because he's confident, but because plaster waits for no one. Every pass looks wrong. Too thick here, too thin there, lines everywhere.
It looks terrible, but now it's time for the speed skim to fix it.
This is where things start to change. Suddenly, the chaos has direction. High spots start disappearing, the lines soften, and the ceiling slowly starts to behave. The speed skim doesn't magically fix everything, but it does give you control. Instead of reacting to the plaster, you're shaping it. This is also where experience, or lack of it, shows. Now for over the wardrobe, things were tight, like very tight. The trowel could only just fit. Not an easy part for an inexperienced DIYer. By the time this part was done, the ceiling finally looked like it had a future, and Georgos looked like he needed a lie down.
Alright guys, this has been extreme. It is definitely not perfect, but it's only the first coat, so I'm going to take a break now. I'm not going to wait for it to have set or anything. I need to relax. This has been extreme. Whew!
Another coat of PVA because the first coat had set. And here comes the multi-finish plaster, starting with the most difficult bit over the wardrobe, because obviously removing the wardrobe was not an option. This part took patience, timing and a lot of quiet concentration. This is also the stage where he keeps saying things like, "It's fine, it always looks bad at first, trust the process," which are all phrases you say when you're trying not to panic. You're working overhead, your arms are burning, and you're trying to keep going without rushing because rushing makes it worse.
I said I don't like brown.
Well, that's not the paint, is it? So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get rid of any sort of lines that are remaining. It's setting almost, it's super sticky. It has been very stressful though. You see the professionals do it on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, you do this and you do that, da da da." And they always choose the smallest room to do it. Notice that. This is, what is it, Kat? 15 square meters.
It's the whole width of the house.
Plus the wardrobe. My God, that wardrobe.
And then the second coat, the one that would be the finished ceiling. It's pretty much the same as the previous coat, but this had to be absolutely perfect. The speed skim alone would not do the trick. He had to do wet trowel passes to smooth everything. No trowel lines or holes are acceptable. And finally, the ceiling was done. Flat, smooth, exactly what we wanted. We honestly thought that was it.
I'm done. I really hope that this video will encourage you to do something similar if you have to. We had to do it. So remember, if we can do it, you can do it.
We needed the room. It got super cold overnight. We were tired. And someone decided to speed things up. So out came the fan and the dehumidifier, because apparently plaster dries faster if you threaten it. A couple of days later, we noticed small holes here and there. And then the crack. Georgos started fixing it immediately before I would see how bad it was. This wasn't bad plaster nor cheap materials. It was just physics. The plaster dried too fast and the ceiling couldn't cope.
Kat, I'm up here.
Hi.
Hi, welcome back.
How's it going?
Look at the ceiling.
Oh God. Oh gosh. Oh, I see you're ready for me.
What do you think of the ceiling?
Okay, so we're trying to review ideas of why this could have happened. Reason one, we realised that with such a vast space, it's probably much better to do in batches. For example, you're going to do your bonding coat, your second layer, but don't go all the way, leaving space to blend the next batch. And then the third coat, again, not going all the way, so that each time you can blend your next batch. And if we did it in batches, we possibly could have controlled the end result a little bit better. We have got quite a few air bubbles and mistakes that we are now tidying up. Second thoughts that we're thinking for the second reason is that because it's the middle of winter, we sealed the room, closed the room, and we tried to accelerate the drying of the ceiling with a dehumidifier, and we had the radiator covered and switched off. So the room actually became very cold. On top of that, let's take it to a third reason. Typical UK, we went from mild temperatures of 14 degrees, 15 degrees. Overnight, we went to -3. And this was just too extreme. It was at a fragile state. So all of this has given us a glorious crack. A challenge within a challenge. Within the challenge of the time scale. We're pushing, we're rushing. However, there's nothing that can't be fixed.
Fixing the crack isn't too dramatic. You widen it slightly, clean it, PVA again, and then easy fill, which shrinks, so you do it again, and again if needed, and eventually it behaves. The ceiling is fine now, as you'll see in our next episode, but the lesson cost us time and sleep and a little bit of sanity. Next time we'd slow everything down, keep the room warm or warmer, let the plaster cure properly, and maybe ignore the dehumidifier. DIY isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about learning, fixing, and laughing about it later. So if this saves you from cracking your ceiling, you're welcome. If we can do it, you can do it. And yes, Joris is still proud of it, and he should be.